Hello my doves, welcome back to Afrodite by Olympia. Today's video, we're doing it. Sound the alarm, we are doing it. I am going to be ranking my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes from the worst to the best. So the worst, I don't hate these. I actually love all of my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. But if I was forced to rank them from least liked to most liked, that is what this video is going to be all about. So if you're interested to find out what my number one is, or even my top 5, I suggest you keep watching.
From the top, drop that, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah, you lay back in the cut, what's up,
Hello my pretties, welcome back to Afrodite by Olympia. If you're new here, my name's Olympia and I do videos here on YouTube about beauty and makeup available in Australia for deeper skin tones. So you guys, I have 13 Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. I know, right? What is wrong with me? Like, I am not okay. I have a problem. I'm acknowledging that I have a problem. This is the third time that I am filming this video, FYI. The first time I did it and then the Henrickson palette came out. Anastasia and their like constant bombardment of new palettes is insane. So yeah, then I filmed it the second time to include Henrickson because of course, like I said earlier, I have a problem. And then the footage was corrupt. I don't even know. Anyway, so this is the third time I'm going to be filming this and I'm going to try my hardest to remember like what I said about each palette. I will be swatching my favorite shades in each palette for y'all, just so I can show off why they're my favorite. Okay, this video is so long, guys. I do apologize, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got a little bit of a mini review with some of these eyeshadow palettes, and let me know in the comments down below which ones are your like how you would rank them. You can even rank the ones that I have if you don't have all of them. The ones that you do have, rank them. Do you agree with my number one choice? Maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments below. I want to know. I want to know. Let me know. So without further ado, let's get into this video right now. Okay, so with 13 eyeshadow palettes, I'm gonna start off with number 13. Now this eyeshadow palette is actually one of the newest releases, and it's not really surprising if you know me and my skin tone. I said it. So basically number 13 is going to be the Kali Bible X Anastasia Beverly Hills. So the reason why this is in number 13 spot is, listen, I like it, but these shades are not for deep skin. When I did my review on this, and I will link it in the cards for you guys, go and watch that video after this one, of course, but like the shades were so muted. So we're gonna be a little bit darker, but I want you guys to see the palettes and like what's going on. So there's a Kali Bible eyeshadow palette. My favorite shade would have to be Mandela. In my palette, it's very softly pressed and I get a lot of pigment when I use it. I've seen other people use this eyeshadow and it looks like a topper. I don't know why. There's obviously some inconsistencies in the actual production of this eyeshadow palette. This shade here, Steve, such a huge disappointment. I was just like, what? It looks so vibrant in the pan, but on the eye it's really not. I couldn't get it to give me any kind of saturation in shade. I was not impressed overall. I wish that shade Mandela, I feel like just popping up that shade. It's the only shade that I like in the whole palette realistically. That is why it's in the 13th spot, the last spot, purely because I don't think it was formulated or had deep skin people in mind. I mean, the person who created it is Kali Bible and she's white and she's as white as they come, apart from when she's like tanned. But yeah, no, she's not. Yeah, she wasn't thinking about deep skin, which is completely fine. Like, I get it. Not every palette is going to be for my skin tone. I understand. This shade is the only shade I can use in my transition. The rest are all too dusty and too light for me to do so. Oh, that's the other thing. There's no shade in here that I can use to deepen the crease. I tried to use Bowie, but it's too light in itself to do that as well. Like it doesn't deepen this shade whatsoever. So yeah, that's why it's in the last spot. I'm sure a lot of you were not surprised by that at all. But yes, number 13, Kali Bible. Okay, so number 12. The only reason this one is in the number 12 spot is because, well, okay, one, I haven't used it yet. So this next one is the Prism palette. Prism is in number 12 spot. This will feature in my Throwback Thursdays because I do want to get stuck into this eyeshadow palette. I need to. So basically it's in the 12th spot because out of all of them, it's one of the hardest for me to think of a look. Even the Kali Bible, I can think of like a million looks I could do with it. This one, I cannot. I struggle. And this shade, is it Throne or Orris? Oh, Orris, yeah. This shade, or the shade Orris is like a topper. Like it's not as pigmented as what I thought it would be. I'm not sure how it will like go on the eye, but I don't know. I like the shade Throne and it feels so creamy and buttery, and look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh my god. And I'm also drawn to the shade Sphere. But yeah, it looks like it will have to be packed on a fair bit to get any kind of opacity. But yeah, oh my god, look at the duochrome of it all with Throne. That looks gorgeous. See how it goes to like a black, green. Oh, that's gorgeous. So I actually can't wait to get stuck into it, but there's some of the shades that I are very, very drawn to with this eyeshadow palette. Okay, so in the number 11 spot is for a very similar reason. And I know I was thinking I should like at least try all these palettes before doing a ranking, but no. I figured to myself, I know what I like, and yes, performance will knock it down a couple of pegs, but essentially I know what I like. So this next one is number 11 and it is Subculture. So I haven't used this one either yet. I've swatched it a number of times and I like the color story. I like the grungy kind of feel to it. But how many times have you seen me actually wear a grungy eye? I think I feel like I want to be that edgy person, but really I like flowers and girly things, and like, I mean, I like flowers. Have you seen my backdrop? I like things to be pretty and like pink and purple, and this is so not that. It is dirty, it's grungy, but the shade Electric, oh my god, I am all about this shade. It is so creamy. Woo, child, look at that. Look at that. It does shift a bit of a peachy shade, very green gold into peach. I live. That shade alone, I was like, yes, get into it. So this is the palette I'm going to be using next in my Throwback Thursdays. So not this one, coming the one after. Yeah, let's just watch Adore. That's probably the other shade that I'm like, oh, she's cute. And I suppose the other shade I think is really, really interesting would probably have to be Untamed. I don't really have shades like this very often in my collection. It's like a foresty green. So the shade here. And I will say these are clearly way more pigmented, not as dusty as the original Subculture. This one is the reformulated one, so I'm expecting the experience to be fairly comfortable as opposed to what other people experienced when it first came out with all that drama surrounding it. But those shades are beautiful. So the next one is in the number 10 spot is Novena. So I don't think this is formulated for deep skin. The reason why it sits a little bit higher than Carly Bible and all the rest is because I love the shimmers in this palette. These shimmers are right up my alley. Like I said earlier, I love the pinks and the purples, and these shades go so well together. You can get an amazing gradient using rose gold, celestial into drama, and it just looks gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. My only problem with this eyeshadow palette is that I have to use it with another one because there is nothing in here for me to deepen out the crease. I cannot get a smoky kind of look with this whatsoever. I like eccentric and passion kind of in the crease and in the transition and in the crease, but essentially, like I said earlier, it's just there's nothing else I can use to really create the dramatic contrast that's needed for a cut crease, for example, which is the type of look that I usually go for. So in terms of my favorite shades, it would have to be rose gold. Oh my god. Celestial is so beautiful and I love drama. So it's gonna be all of the shimmers. So that's rose gold. And then celestial, and then drama. Just imagine that, just gradient. Oh, so yum. Get into my tummy. Love that. So the shimmers in this eyeshadow palette are A1. I love them. I wish I could have scored that one higher, but because I need to dip into other palettes, it's gonna stay in the number 10 spot, unfortunately. In the number 9 spot is Sultry. I don't know if you guys are a bit surprised. I thought this one would be a bit higher in this ranking. I actually kind of surprised myself when I was ranking these eyeshadows. I was like, really, Ollie? That's what you're gonna do, really? But actually it makes sense because of the color story. Sultry is very cool toned. So I was actually tossing between this one and Novena for like the number 10 spot. The reason why Sultry edged out Novena is, once again, I have shades that I can use in the transition, in the crease, and then to smoke out a look. I can't do that with Novena, whereas I can with this. But I do use Sultry and Novena together. I love these two together. Though these ones are more like neutrals going warm, this one is definitely your cool tone palette. I like the classicness of this. I like the fact that it can be used on multiple skin tones. I've actually been using, I have a second one. So I have 2 of these, which is excessive, I know, but I do have one of these in my makeup kit. So I do use this one on clients, not this one particularly, this is my one, but I do have one that I use on clients for those who kind of have that skin tone that like neutrals and cool tones just work a lot better on. I find people with warmer skin tones, the neutrals don't work, so I use a warm tone palette. But there is the occasion that I do get a client that's cool tones just look perfect on them, and this is the palette that I use for it. It is beautiful. You can create a whole plethora of like combinations and styles and looks. I just love it. Love it. I wish I could rank it a bit higher, but like I said, it is cool tones. Cool tones aren't that great on me, I must say, but yeah, I do pair this with Novena quite a bit and I love it. So it is in my number 9 spot, unfortunately. So yeah, this is Sultry. My favorite shades before we move on is Cyborg. Oh my god. And I really like Pearl. Cyborg is everything. Wow, look at that, 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 look at that. They kind of look the same on camera, but I promise you this is a bit more warmer, like gold, champagne. This one is definitely a straight up silver. I will swatch Bloom because that's the shade that I generally put in my crease just to get a bit of color, because like I said, I do prefer warm tones, so that's Bloom. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is Riviera. I can't say it. Riviera. Anyway, this one. This eyeshadow palette was the first eyeshadow palette that Anastasia Beverly Hills have done that is colorful. I just about died. I was like, oh, I need it. This shade here, which is a pressed pigment, it's not translating well on the screen, but it is a neon, and I am obsessed with Bahamas. I freaking love it. On my complexion, it is unfreaking real. Unreal. I love it all over the lid. A little bit of inheritance in the inner corner, and I'm good. Like, it is so... It's, if you're wanting to do like a simple colorful look and you won't get overwhelmed, Riviera is a palette for you. It will introduce you to color easy, like really, really easy. I know people always say like they don't know what to do with it or they're not drawn to it. But once again, she has done this so that it's in quads and you can work out a look based on the quads. Like this quad here is a look, like it is a look. This quad here is a look. This quad here is a look. This quad here is a look. Even this quad here is a look. All those colors are complementary and you will get a beautiful, colorful eye. She did, whoever it was did, I don't know if it's Novena or like Anastasia, I can't remember at that point, did an amazing job, I feel, with the color selection. For their first real kind of colorful, you know, 12 pan or 14 pan, sorry, they did amazing. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Like this shade on the inner corner, Inheritance, is the other shade that I die. It's that amazing true gold, yellow gold metallic, just absolutely gorgeous. Love, love, love. They're the two shades that I constantly wear together and I get compliments. Like it's just stunning. Okay, yeah, and that's why this one is in the number 8 position. I wish I could score it higher, but when I'm comparing it to everything else and how often I use the others, that's why it's number 8. Okay, the number 7 is going to be Alyssa Edwards, ex Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, Alyssa Edwards is a beauty queen. She was on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think before that she was on some dance show, I don't know. Anyway, when I saw this, I was like, yes, queen. She did such an amazing job. This eyeshadow palette, once again, is universal. It is for multiple skin tones, and I live. Yummy is so yummy. Once again, pinks and purples. There is a pop of blue. A little bit repetitive. The difference is you've got shimmer shades for different colors. There's only 3 shimmer shades in here. The rest are all mattes, and I'm not surprised because drag queens tend to use matte shades more so than shimmers. And the colors that she selected are absolutely gorgeous. Like they all work well together. Pinks and purples and yellow always works well together. You've got a neutral section over here if you want to keep it simple, stupid. It comes with a black, comes with a white. Can I just say, any palette that comes with a white and a black is a tick. That is why this palette is more up towards the front than the other end of the spectrum, is because any of these shades I can make lighter and darker using the black or using the white. And this black beast is the blackest black that I probably own in my collection, like so far from what I've used. It is so dark, amazing. I'm gonna swatch it for you because you guys have to see just how amazing it is. Like it is so black. Like look at that one swipe, see how dark that is? I compare every single black eyeshadow that I use to this one, to Beast, because it is literally a beast. It is so dark and I live. You need the smallest amount, but if you want to do a black smoky look or smoke anything out, you have it in the palette. This white, I don't remember the white being all that great. I think they could have done a bit better. Yeah, the white was a bit weak, but that black is excellent. Now the other shade that I really like is DDG. This purple is phenomenal. Look at that. It's got a little bit of micro glitters in it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The yellow, I don't get yellow in my eyeshadow palettes very often, so when I do see yellow, I'm like, yes, give it to me. In a corner, yes. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is why this one is in my number 7 spot. Getting closer to the top 5. I wonder what it's gonna be. Okay, we are getting there. So number 6. The reason why this eyeshadow palette, it's fairly new, well, it's the newest, so you probably already know which one it is now. But the reason why it's in the number 6 spot is because of its versatility. I'm all about versatility. I don't know if you've noticed that. A trend throughout these eyeshadows is that it needs to be versatile. Like I need to be able to do a multitude of looks, whether it's dark, whether it's smoky, whether it's light, neutral, colorful. I need options. Okay, I'm all about the options. I overpack because I want options. So this next eyeshadow palette is the Amrezy x Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this eyeshadow palette, you guys, it is, I love it. I don't know why people are saying, some people are saying they don't like it, and or the quality is not up there, but I think the quality, mine anyway, is as good as Jackie Aina's in terms of the formulation. So the formulation is fantastic. The only downside I feel that this palette has is the black BK Brooklyn, is that it's not as dark as Beast. It doesn't compare to Beast, just so you guys are aware. But I love the pinks, the purples. Once again, there's a pop of blue. I know it's a bit repetitive at this point, but the blue is beautiful. Like it makes sense in this palette, I feel, especially when she's going for like the Barbie feels. It does have two pressed glitters, Litty and Gemini. I could do without the glitters, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why there's glitters in there. I mean, it's pretty, like it adds a little bit of extra something to a look. I'm not hating on them. Only problem is that they do get everywhere, but their glitters are gonna do that. Now, people were complaining that New Yorker and OG are too similar on the eye. I beg to differ. If you have deep skin tone, these two shades are going to make a difference in that one is more pinky toned and one is more like neutral brown. Now, when you're doing a pink look and you want to use a transition, this one, which is, OG, which is more pink, is gonna translate better with Samsa and Hugo. But if you want to do a classically brown, smoky look, or, you know, a brown eye, then New Yorker is going to go beautifully with 1988, and BK will go good with all of it. Do you see where I'm going? Like if I want to do like a pinky kind of look, I would use OG in the transition, Samsa in the crease, I would put Cupcake all over the lid, and I would use Hugo in the outer corner to smoke that out a little bit and deepen it a little bit with BK. Do you see where I'm going with it? Like I feel like it has its place. I feel like on lighter skin tones, it's not going to translate as well. I don't know. I just feel like on me, I've done multiple looks with this eyeshadow palette at this... Sorry, stopped recording. As I was saying, I've done multiple looks at this point with this eyeshadow palette, and I find that depending on which one I use, I am going to get a different feel with the eye look itself. It's minute, yeah, but I feel in my mind, when you think about color theory, it makes sense to me. The other thing is the shade in New Yorker is my perfect kind of eraser shade, which is why this is sitting up higher in my, you know, eyeshadow ranking. The reason is because New Yorker is amazing. Like it just erases everything. I even pull this eyeshadow palette out if I've made a boo-boo with another eyeshadow palette that I'm using and I need to fix it. I will go in and get New Yorker and I will use it. Like I just, it is part of my eyeshadow life for the rest of my life, hopefully for as long as this is, you know, available to me. But I love it. Now the shimmer shades all work beautifully. They go on well. It does have that classic kind of pink gold duochrome which you see in every eyeshadow palette, but I do love that shade, and every time I do see it in a palette, it makes me want to use it more. Love duochromes. Gives it that extra little something. The Barb shade is beautiful. I love it. Love this eyeshadow palette. I feel it's very, very versatile and definitely does have medium to deep skin tones in mind. I think if you have a lighter skin tone, it might be too deep for you. Bear that in mind. But yes, love this palette. So we've got Barb, a little bit chunky. So it goes pink into like a green gold. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got Anastasia, which is this one here. This is another duochrome, kind of a darker champagne gold into a light pink. And then we've got the shade Hugo, which is very unique to my collection, which is like a blackened plum. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so we're up to the top 5. I feel like we all know where this is gonna go. Like, there's not many Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes left, so you probably have guessed which ones are in my top 5, but in what order is the question. All right, so next one, number 5, I should say, number 5 is going to be Novena, ABH Novena collection. This is the volume 1. This is the only one out of the volume, like this collection, that I own. I don't really like the color stories of 2. I would consider getting the volume 3 because I do like that color story quite a bit, like the oranges and whatnot, but it's not available in Australia. Like, I can't, it's not on Sephora. I think it might be on Beautylish, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is, like I said, love pinks and purples. So of course I was gonna get this. Are you kidding? And it's the Pro, and it's all heavily pigmented. I love this. I will link in the cards or down below the eyeshadow look that I created with this eyeshadow palette. Every single shade has some kind of purple, pink twist to it, and I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. Normally I don't go for big palettes. I just don't. I prefer smaller palettes, quads even, if I had the choice. But the reason why I like this is because when I look at this, I feel inspired to do a look. Whereas I find with all these other big, massive palettes, there's so many repetitive shades. I don't know where to begin, and it's just like, why is this hard work? Like, it should be fun. When I look at this, oh my God, there's nothing that's repetitive. These 2 might look repetitive on screen, but no. This one is more of like a neon. This is more of like a fuchsia. They're very, very, very different. I love the deep shades, so I can smoke out a look. It's got a black, it's got a white, and they both are beautifully pigmented. This one is probably on par to Beast. I still think Beast is just a little bit better, but like I said earlier, I can lighten and deepen a shade depending on if, you know, whether I've got a white shade or a black shade. None of the eyeshadows in here I have any issues using. I don't have any problems with any of them. I love this eyeshadow palette. It's so good. I would rank it higher if it was smaller and more travel friendly. I don't feel like it's travel friendly, but yeah, it is what it is. I love it. Love everything about it. Let me swatch you guys some of my favorite shades. Oh, and they're so soft and creamy, and the formula is absolutely amazing. Like, it really, 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 really is. So the first one is E5. Ooh, yes, ma'am. Next one is C3. Yes. And then the last one is A1, which is like a really light lavender shimmer. It's coming off white on the screen, but I promise you it's like a shimmer. Let me just close this and I will swatch that last shade. On the brow bone, inner corner, it's just gorgeous. Yeah, so they're some of my favorite shades with that eyeshadow palette, and that is why it's in my top 5 in number 5 spot. Okay, number 4. So number 4 and number 3 were really hard for me to choose, and I decided I'm going with this one in number 4 because I don't use it as much as number 3. Modern Renaissance is in the number 4 spot. As you can see, she's been well loved. And there she is right there. This is the one that I've had the longest. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. This is an OG, like, it is well known. Y'all know what it looks like. I always get kind of a pinky purple, well, mauve toned eye look whenever I do an eye look, but I can still do a brown in the crease, I have used regular a fair bit. I've dug into Cypress Umber a fair bit as well. Red Ochre is absolutely beautiful. I love Love Letter. Gorgeous. I love Primreva, such a beautiful shade. Classic, classic, classic. It is neutral tone in my opinion. The only warm tone I see really here is regular, so it does warm up the crease if I need to. The shades are all highly, highly pigmented. I have no issues blending. Some shades can get a bit muddy if there's too many layers on top of each other, I find with this one, but I know how to work it so well that I could probably do an eye look with my eyes closed. That's how well I know this eyeshadow palette. So that is why it's in my number 4 spot. I will swatch some of my favorite shades from here. Okay, so the first one is Primreva. That's this one here. Next one is Regular. And then I really like Cypress Umber. Love this shade. It's so dark and smoky without it being black. And then Love Letter is awesome as a transitional throughout the crease. That's what I thought Steve. That's what I thought Steve would perform in the Carly Bible eyeshadow palette. Like I was expecting it to be like pigmented like this, but it really wasn't. Anyway, this one's turn to shine. Shades are pigmented AF. I've had this for about a year and a half and still going strong. Love it. Okay, we're moving on to our top 3. I've been talking for a long time. I think this video is going to be fairly long. I do apologize. Okay, so top 3. Number 3 spot is Soft Glam. Like I said, I was umming a lot between Soft Glam and Modern Renaissance. I couldn't decide which one was which, but I decided that Soft Glam was going to be in the top 3 because it's way more versatile. Not way, but it's more versatile in my opinion than Modern Renaissance. You have your black there that you can deepen anything out with. I'm currently wearing this eyeshadow palette on my eye. Currently, I got Soft Glam on. I've got Dusty Rose across the inner lid to about 2/3 in. Then I've got Mulberry and Noir on the outer corner. I've got Sienna in the crease, and yeah, just beautiful. Absolutely love those. Literally are my favorite shades. Oh, Sultry. Sultry's my favorite shade as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the 3rd palette that I have from Anastasia Beverly Hills that's in my kit. So I do have a second one of these. I have a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills in my kit, only because I understand the formula so well and I know what I'm gonna get. I know how much powder, like how much product to use on the brush, and generally what it's gonna do. Like I trust it. You know what I mean? So, but this such a beautiful like wedding makeup. It's just gorgeous. I can see myself using this for my wedding or Divine Rose by Pat McGrath Labs, one or the other on my wedding day, because I love this for that type of look. Always an awesome soft glam look with this one. My favorite shades would have to be Sienna, that's this one here, Sultry, and we've got Cypress Umber. You guys have already seen it, I know. And then the last shade is Dusty Rose. Okay, top 2. What is going to be number 2 and what is going to be number 1? Okay, this was really, 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 oh my god, so hard for me to pick. You have no idea. I was like, I changed my mind like 500 times, and even the recording before this, it was other way around, and I'm doing it again and I've changed my mind again. Like I don't even know. I want to put it as joint 1, but no, we're gonna rank it because we have to rank it. So number 2 is going to be the Master Palette by Mario. What? How is this number 2? I don't understand what's going on. What in the heck? But you guys, clearly I love it. So you can't get your hands on this anymore, which is why I bumped it to number 2 and not number 1. And I considered bumping it even lower, but I love it too much to do that to it. Like I love I love this eyeshadow palette. Every single look that I create is just, it's gorgeous. It is a it is a warm / neutral toned eyeshadow palette, and these shades are just phenomenal. Like, seriously, every look that I do, this is like Soft Glam's sister, but with a bit of color. So it's just got a little bit something extra that Soft Glam doesn't have. It can go that little bit further than Soft Glam, which is why this is ranked higher than Soft Glam, because I find that I've got more diversity with this eyeshadow palette that has, what, 12 shades than I do with Soft Glam, if that makes sense. Though Soft Glam is pretty diverse in itself. This is just, oh, it's gorgeous. So the shades that are my absolute favorite would have to be Fifth Avenue. Look at that. Oh my god, gorgeous. The formula is just, oh, it's so good. Next favorite shade would have to be Marina. So yum. Claudia, which is like a satin navy blue, and I don't have anything like this in my collection whatsoever. But this shade, though it's satin, I put it in the crease or I use it to smoke out and look, and it just looks so soft but like punchy. I don't know how this eyeshadow palette does it. I was expecting Mario's collab with KKW to be this. I think his second one is this, and I'm gonna get my hands on that. That's one palette that I will be purchasing for my next month, because like, it's this. I feel like it's as close to this as I'm gonna get, and I do really like the KKW formula. I love it, guys. It is so beautiful. I wish so much that if you don't have this, that you can get your hands on it. It's just beautiful. It works on every single skin tone. All right, so that brings us to number one. I'm sure you can guess what is in our number one spot at this point, because it's the only eyeshadow palette from our ABH that I haven't mentioned, and that is the one, the only, Jackie Aina. You guys, this is without doubt my favorite eyeshadow palette of all time. If I lost this, I couldn't get it again because it is limited edition, which would absolutely suck, but I have two of these. So I have another one in my makeup kit. I love this for deep skin. Jackie Aina, girl, if you ever see this, which I doubt you ever will, but if you ever did, you did such an amazing job. Like, you representing the deep girls, keep going. I know it's a lot of pressure sometimes, but you are doing such an amazing job. I'm just like, I'm so glad you're one of us. Like, I'm so glad that you're like one of us. Anyway, as I was saying, this eyeshadow palette is amazing. Pinks and purples, but you've got the red, you've got the deep shades, you've got the credit in the crease is enough to make any look smoky as heck without it being black, because I know a lot of people are intimidated by black. I'm not, but I can appreciate that she didn't put a black in here and she went for like a really deep chocolatey brown instead. It's a lot deeper than you think than in the pan. Like, it comes off so stinking rich. Like, stop it. Oh my god, beautiful. This shade, Zam. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, what in the heck? Like, what even is that? Rude. So rude. I love it. So good. The shade Sponsored. The shade Sponsored. That green with the plum brown base. Oh, gorgeous. So I love to do big wig in the crease, Sponsored all over the lid, and then credit to deep in the outer corner. Just, I love everything about it. The color choice, the fact that I've got every single shade here. This one, this one, this one. Ginger works in my crease as a transition. Every single one of those shades. There's not one single wasted shade that I can't use in this palette. And the fact that there's so many ways that I can go, there are so many looks that I can do, it's really kind of endless in my opinion. I can do the red around Christmas time or just whenever, or Valentine's, whatever. I can do the red anytime I want. I have so much versatility. Edges in the crease looks absolutely beautiful on its own and just go, like, gorgeous. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette, and that is why it is number one. Oh, the formulation, the formula, rude. It is so good. It is so good. If you can get your hands on this palette still, I'm pretty sure it's still available on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. Please do. It is the only one that I am recommending out of all of these. In terms of even if you've got a lighter skin tone, I still feel like you can get away with Supreme in the crease and Ginger in the crease, or in the transition, sorry. Like, you can still get away with those tones. I feel like it's very, very, very universal, and I love it. Those are my favorite shades in the eyeshadow palette, and that's why it's on my number one spot. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so if you want to. And I will see you pretties on my next video. I love you all, my darlings. Take care. Bye.